The increase in child rape cases alarming, the Honorable Supreme Court has taken suo motu cognizance of it in July 2019. To talk about the judgment of the Supreme Court in taking suo motu cognizance of the alarming rise in child rape, we have invited Mr. Binod Anand Mishra, Sir, Advocate, Patna High Court. Mr. Binod Anand Mishra presently is in the panel of lawyers representing the Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. He is also one of the panel of lawyers representing the KSD Sanskrit University. He has represented a large number of employees in different universities and is a master in his field, making him a great asset to us as our speaker today. Sir, we welcome you and thank you for being here to enlighten us.
Good evening to all of you. I think I thank Legal Bidhi for making this talk possible. And to me, it seems to be a right step in creating an awareness with regard to the prevention of abuse of child rights. Now, let me tell you that as per the statistics of National Crime Record Bureau, our country saw an increase of 336% of child rape cases in comparison to the last decade. Until the coming of the POCSO Act, various provisions of the Indian Penal Code were used to deal with sexual offenses against children. The law did not make a distinction between an adult and a child. However, the POCSO Act deals with persons below 18 years of age. All of us know the public outrage that has been generated after Nirbhaya case, then Kathua in Jammu Kashmir, then Unnao case, and it has been widely reported in the media. The public protests were very wide-ranging. Taking all these into consideration, the Supreme Court directed its registry to collect the data from the high courts. The data were collected from 24 high courts, and the data showed a very shocking state of affairs. As per the data from January 1 to June 30 for 6 months showed that 24,212 FIRs have been registered regarding child rape. And out of them, only 911 cases have been disposed of. This was about 4% of the total. The data compiled by the Supreme Court Registry suggest that 130 every day are raped in our country, and one child out of each 5 is sexually abused in our country. So this presents a very gloomy picture. Therefore, by taking a suo motu cognizance, the Supreme Court had set the ball rolling for a path-breaking criminal reforms in child rape cases. May I tell you, Akanksha, that the Supreme Court of India was inaugurated on 28 January 1950. Harilal Kania was our first Chief Justice of India, and he delivered his speech on that occasion. And in his speech, he said that Supreme Court will function without formal barren legalism. And these are the few cases where Supreme Court shows that it is functioning beyond formal legalism. It is concerned with the plight of the children. It is concerned with the violation of fundamental rights of the children. Now, the Supreme Court directed the state government as well as the Union of India to do what is required to be done to ensure that investigation, and I may tell you that the core issue, because you see from the data that has been collected later on, even from the states, it showed that in most of the cases the timeline has not been complied with. You know that POXO Act says that it has to be disposed of within a year from the date of cognizance. So therefore, the Supreme Court initially directed the state governments as well as the Union of India to do what is required to be done to ensure that investigation as well as the trial are completed within the time contemplated under the Act. The Supreme Court directed for creation of additional force for investigation. It also directed for sensitization of officials associated with the investigation and creation of designated courts so that the charge sheets are filed within the mandatory period and the trials are completed within the time frame contemplated under the Act. Now, the Supreme Court has directed that in each district of the country, if there are more than 100 cases, there should be one POXO court. And if the cases are more than 300, then there should be at least two exclusive POXO courts to deal with POXO cases. With regard to state of UP and West Bengal, the Supreme Court has given separate direction in view of extremely high pendency of POXO cases in the state of Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. Separate criteria have been laid down for setting up exclusive designated courts. For the state of Uttar Pradesh and the state of West Bengal, it has been directed that there would be one exclusive court in districts set up to 300 POXO cases pending. Two exclusive POXO courts in the districts with 301 to 600 POXO cases. Three exclusive POXO courts in districts with 601 to 1000 POXO cases. The idea behind setting up exclusive courts is that these courts had to deal with children who are actually abused. These children who have been abused need to be dealt with great sensitivity and empathy. They cannot be dealt with like or along with other litigants and victims in courts. Therefore, the need to set up exclusive courts dealing with crimes relating to POSCO Act was directed. The Supreme Court had directed that such courts should be set up under the central scheme or would be fully funded by the central government. The Supreme Court also made it clear that the said fund will take care of appointment of presiding officers, appointment of support persons, special public prosecutors, court staff, infrastructure, etc. The Supreme Court has also directed for appointment of persons dedicated to the cause, and apart from academic qualifications, they should be oriented towards child rights. They need to be sensitive to the needs of a child and should otherwise be child friendly. Supreme Court also wanted the same standards to be followed in the matter of appointment of special public prosecutors. So far as the special public prosecutors are concerned, there is a provision under section 32 of the POXO Act for a special public prosecutors. If you will go through the section 32, you will find that the language of the Act makes it very clear that a special public prosecutor should not deal with other cases. The reason for appointing special public prosecutors for POCSO cases is that public prosecutors must be trained to deal with child victims and child witnesses. They need to understand the psychology of children. They need to empathize with children. They need to know how to bring out the truth from the children who are victims of sexual abuse and have to undergo the trauma again while recounting the traumatic experience. The job assigned to public prosecutor for POCSO cases is a very onerous, which must be carried out with great care and sensitivity. Therefore, not only is there a need to have exclusive public prosecutors, but there is also a need to develop a training program where these public prosecutors should be trained to deal with issues which will arise in their courts. These issues may not be confined to legal issues, which otherwise public prosecutors may be trained to deal with. The issues may be psychological, health issues, and other related issues. So far as since the public prosecutors have to deal specifically with the children, the Supreme Court emphasized that the special public prosecutors should be trained. And to that effect, the Supreme Court wanted the Chief Justices of all the High Courts to ensure that in the Judicial Academy of the state, special programs are developed so that these special public prosecutors attached to POSCO courts are imparted training, not only in law, but also in child psychology, child behavior, health issues, etc. The Supreme Court also requested the director of National Judicial Academy to ensure that a training program is developed in the National Judicial Academy to train master trainers who can then work in the Judicial Academy in each state. The Supreme Court observed that National Judicial Academy cannot train all the special public prosecutors in the country, but they can prepare the team of master trainers who can travel from state to state to impart training to the persons appointed as public prosecutors. So from the judgment of the Supreme Court, you will find that Supreme Court wanted to emphasize timely completion of investigation and trial. And Supreme Court found inadequacy of courts specifically dealing with POCSO cases. Therefore, the directions to that effect was issued. Supreme Court made it clear that for 100 cases, there should be one court. For more than 300, there should be two courts. Secondly, the Supreme Court wanted that personnel involved with the adjudication process should be specifically trained with the child psychology, child health, and child rights issues. Thirdly, the Supreme Court wanted that that awareness should be generated among the people to prevent the abuse of the child rights. This is all about the Supreme Court judgment, Akanksha. If you have any question.
First question we'd like to ask you is whether there was any core case that was involved in this judgment of the Supreme Court, as in for the Supreme Court to take.
I think I emphasize that the core issue, according to the Supreme Court, was timely completion of investigation and trial.
No, that is not the question, sir. As in, if there was any specific case after which this decision had come up, or it was just a moral thing of the Supreme
no,
Court.
During when the Supreme Court took the suo motu cognizance, Unnao case was taken cognizance of. Supreme Court monitored it. Supreme Court issued directions for investigation and trial, and it was monitored till the accused was convicted. Supreme Court also directed for protection of the victim his family, his lawyers, etc. You will find from that judgment.
Also, sir, there is a student that wants to know whether there are any directions given regarding the
Hmm?
appointment of judges in exclusive POSCO courts. As in, is there a different
Yes.
procedure for their appointment?
No, the Supreme Court emphasized that the designated, the persons appointed should be trained, should be child friendly, should be trained in child psychology, child health issues. And this they said not only to the presiding officers, to the other officers, as well as to the public prosecutor.
Okay, sir. Uh, Also, sir, another student has asked why
Yeah,
the need was felt for having public prosecutors, especially for POSCO courts. But I guess you've already made yourself clear that it was so that
it
they
was that. It
have.
was the same criteria that only knowing the law only will not do. You have to know about the child psychology, how to deal with a child, so that because the child has to come to the trauma again, he should not come to the same trauma again while appearing in a court or while deposing before the court. So everything has to be child friendly. For that, the most important thing one is required to know is the child psychology.
Also, sir, there is a student that has asked that, for example, in case of the POSCO court, Supreme Court has emphasized on timely completion of trials.
Yeah.
So, will it be adapting the same course in their normal court so that even there is a speedy trial and justice for people in a
Uh,
speedy manner?
speedy trial is a fundamental right, in fact. So there is no denying that other courts are at liberty to delay it. Everywhere it should be done. It should be done within time, to the extent possible. But the judicial system has to is responsible. We have a lack of personnel. We have more and more cases. That's why here the Supreme Court gave that if the case is 100, you have to have a special court. It gives the figure. And you see in case of Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal, it went on to see that if the cases are more than 1000, then how many courts are required.
Sir, there is a student that has sent an application based question.
Yeah.
So the student wants to know that if a woman rapes a minor boy, what would
Yeah,
be the punishment she will receive and under which law?
it would be a case of sexual assault, and the law would be POXO Act, because the earlier Indian Penal Code doesn't make a difference between a adult and a child. And secondly, rape cannot be committed by a female. It was not contemplated that even the females can commit a rape. So and here it said the POXO Act you will find is gender neutral. It talks of child. And in fact, I have come across that in 2018, more than 400 boys have been reported, have made under registered FIRs against in under POXO Act, where allegations of rape. So in fact, the act is POXO Act. And to me, it seems that section is 7, where the sexual assault has been defined and punishment for the same has been provided in section 8.
Sir, another question that I have personally, like, don't you feel that when it comes to rape and sexual assaults,
Yeah.
then women have more advantages, as in they are seen in a better light than men? Like, for example, you yourself
And
said
that
that rape cannot.
I agree. I agree with you. And I agree with you. But earlier, it was inconceivable. People were not conceiving that even males could be the victims. Only the females could be supposed to be the victim, because females were considered to be a weaker sex. Particularly in the case of minors, it is more aggravated type of kind of thing. But now we have come to the situation where we fail to distinguish. We are no longer distinguishing, and we are prepared to accept that male childs could also be victimized, and therefore the remedy is available to them under the POXO Act. And it's a very novel act, and where it has been made gender neutral. For that purpose only, it has been made gender neutral.
Sir, the next question is that are there any directions for the Supreme to the like the Supreme Court has given in regard to the funding of the new POSCO courts?
The Supreme Court made it clear that it has to be by the central funding, and the fund should take care of everything: appointments, infrastructure, establishment of courts. All the expenditure has to be borne by the central government. I think the Supreme Court was conscious that nobody should make out a case that there is a dearth of fund. The states are normally fund starved. So they should not come out with the case that I don't have the fund to establish the courts. That's why the specific direction has been given that funds should be provided by the central government.
So these courts will be established at a state level or central level or both?
There is a provision of that the courts have to be notified by the state governments, but the fund for them, in consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court, they have to set up the courts, but the requisite fund has to be provided by the central government. For that, the state government has to make a requisition to the central government, and central government, in fact, this was monitored by the Supreme Court in the present case, where whenever the state were not able to make a requisition, the directions was issued that you make a requisition and the Supreme Court will provide the fund.
Hi, I'm Tanuja and I'm from Rajasthan and I'm right now in second year. Sir, I want to ask that as being an advocate, how can you spread awareness to those uneducated peoples about POSCO and about child rape and about sex education?
It's not only the question of being advocate. Anybody can do. You will have to go to the people, and you will have to hold workshops, seminars. You will have to explain them what are their rights and what are the provisions. This you can do. Even the students can do. Why you are talking about this? You students can better do it.
Sir, but as a student, no one take us seriously so much.
I think we should do now, because unless and you can make provisions very stringent, very effective, but unless I know that what are the rights, and I am telling you from my experience. Once I was holding a workshop on Domestic Violence Act. Many women came to the workshop and they complained that you are telling me about my rights. When I go to the police station, they don't register my FIR. They say you will have to pay money.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
I called the officer in charge, and the officer in charge publicly said that I will not charge any money from anyone. You anybody has any complaint, you come to me and I will register it.
Okay, sir.
So these things have to be done.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have received another question from one of our students. They have asked that, for example, if they wish to intern under such courts, is there any procedure? For example, you said that students should be taken like with seriousness. So if a student wants to enter such courts or look at its proceedings, is there any way they could do that?
So far as the POSCO courts proceedings are concerned, they are in-camera proceedings. It's not, but then a student interns could be allowed by the permission of the presiding officer.
Okay, sir. And also, sir, a lot of students during the
it's not in public view. Then the normal courts is an open proceeding. But a proceeding under POXO Act is a camera proceeding where the only restricted, only those who are permitted to go there would be going there.
Also, sir, a lot of students that are my friends have been asking during this that what are your views regarding public viewing of court trials? Because we know that as students, if we see those trials, it would be of immense help to us so that we would know what actually goes on in a court.
That's why the students would always be allowed, I suppose. If any law student goes there, that they want to watch the proceedings so that they could learn it, or they can spread the message or create an awareness, they would be most welcome.
But for example, sir, in the course of this pandemic, like for 6 to 7 months, students are idle at home. So don't you think it like somebody should make a move to the Supreme Court to actually let students access this online? Because we have a lot of
The
friends.
online system has a limitation. You cannot. You need bandwidth. You need your this service provider. I can accommodate at 250 persons. When I for the last 6 months we are appearing in courts. Many a times we feel problems when number of persons increases. So this is a temporary. This pandemic will go after all. How many months? Up to 3 months. It will. When the normalcy returns, you can do it. But because in a pandemic situation, it is very difficult to make a request to the presiding officer.
Because sir,
Unless you have the link, you cannot approach him.
actually, so because we have a lot of I don't want to name anybody, but we do have a few friends that are the children of like successful lawyers.
Hmm.
So they tell us that they get to learn a lot, like to see the court proceedings, because since their parents have access to the online recordings of the court.
Okay.
So is there any
Also,
way we could file, like is could we like are we supposed to file a PIL as a student? As a
that
student, how
that
can we
could be.
approach?
You can file a PIL. PIL could be filed online, but that could be filed only in the Supreme Court.
Okay, sir.
So if it
Sir,
is,
Riddhi Kaushik has asked you, do you think our laws lack efficient laws and regulations because the cases are increasing every year?
the cases are increasing not because the laws are not there to take care of it. Laws have been enacted by the parliament. For example, POXO Act, and it has been made more stringent after its amendment in 2019. But the system, the judicial system, you can accuse. We are not able to dispose of. We are not able to investigate. So that is not the fault of the law, the fault of the persons who are manning it.
So I just have a question
Yeah.
related to career options, career in POSCO, basically the POSCO Act. So how can I make a career in this field, especially?
You can conduct trials, you can be a defense lawyer, and you can be a public prosecutor.
So there's no need to be to hold another specific degree in this act.
You need a training. The Supreme Court, if you will read the Supreme Court emphasized upon a specific training that will be imparted by State Judicial Academy. Once you are appointed, you would be trained to deal with child. For appointment, you need only the degrees and experience which otherwise is required. But once you are appointed, you need some special training.
Sir, there's a question from Rosanjeet Biswas.
Yeah.
He has written, Sir, I think the major causes of rape and the moral values, sympathy towards others, and their own positive conscience, may the culprit be a man or a woman. So, according to you, what can be done, whether legally or in common, to change the psychological thinking of people and their views towards sex?
Uh, the basic the crime rate is increasing for the that perpetrators of crime are not punished. They move with impunity, so that could not create us a deterrence. So so unless you would be able to create a deterrence by punishing them, by convicting them, by registering your case, and that could change. Otherwise, if you can educate them, you can psychologically treat them, all those things could be done by creating an awareness, by creating attitudinal change, that this is something we should not tolerate.
Sir, but countries like India where using sex word in front of your parents is quite awkward, and creating awareness to them is like a next level thing. So how can we overcome that?
So that you will have to overcome. You will have to train them. You will have to tell them that these are the provisions, and be armed with the law. Be bold.
So
That has to be
parents
done. That
with
change is required. The
parents
parents will have to change themselves. A brother will have to tell her sister that look here, you will have to bold enough. You will have to know this is the law.
So sometimes it's like that the child does not know like what's happening with him or her.
That's correct. That's
Uh,
correct. All answer to all this is educate them.
but इतना छोटे कभी कभी बच्चे बहुत छोटे होते हैं like
For
7 to 8 years.
that is
How
why it is often said that moral degradation is a very serious cause. And for moral teaching also, you will have to educate them.
yes, thank you.
Making law only will not do unless you change their mind.
so don't you think that westernized culture is somehow affecting or directly affecting our moral thoughts and moral values?
Moral values, I don't think westernized cultures teach you to be immoral. I don't agree with that. The- but then immorality, it is not that key only because of we are becoming Western. That's how these crimes are being committed. The basic is the lack of education, and the law is most of the times is unable to take its course, unable to punish the guilty.
Tanuja, I would like to say one thing that in Western countries also the rate of rape is very low
Is-
than India.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
really very low than
या दैट्स बिकॉज वहाँ के लोग इतने ज्यादा एडुकेटेड हो चुके हैं, और हम लोग वो उन्हें देख के ऐसा लगता है कि वो लोग ऐसी चीजें कर रहे हैं, बट हम बेसिकली ये चीज नहीं देख पाते हैं वो लोग ऐसी चीजें क्यों कर रहे हैं. वो लोग का एजुकेशन लेवल उस
correct. I agree with you.
same.
या
So
सर
the
अनदर
answer lies in educating the people.
अनदर क्वेश्चन इज देयर. आपको क्या लगता है कि जो हमारे लॉज है उन्हें थोड़ा और स्ट्रिक्ट होना चाहिए लाइक पनिशमेंट्स में?
जब तुम पॉक्सो एक्ट पढ़ोगे तो उसमें पनिशमेंट अब डेथ सेंटेंस से ऊपर तक कोई पनिशमेंट नहीं होता है. डेथ सेंटेंस तक उन्होंने प्रोवाइड कर दिया है in case of aggravated sexual offenses. So the punishment and deterrence is there. The requirement is that we are not able to convict, and many cases go unreported. So these two areas has to be taken care of.
सर मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये मतलब केस और ये केस में पनिशमेंट को और भी स्ट्रिक्ट या फिर लॉ या कानून में
the maximum punishment you can, the maximum punishment जो तुम दे सकती हो वो death sentence है. It cannot go beyond that. So the POXO Act provides for death punishment also. So it has gone to the maximum. So the punishment aspect is not lacking. What is lacking is convicting them within time. You are not able to complete the investigation. You are not able to complete the trial.
यस सर. सर मुझे लगता है कि जैसे फैमिली लेवल पे एज एक फादर अपनी वाइफ के साथ जैसा मतलब माँ के साथ जैसा बिहेव करते बच्चे वो देखते हैं, या फिर जैसे भाई बहन के बीच जैसा भेदभाव किया जाता है वो देख.
So sexual violence is committed within the family. That has also come to light, and all these things could be overcome not by making law but by educating them.
So just another like your view I want to ask. इंडिया में ये बोला जाता है कि लॉज बाद में बनते हैं और उनका तोड़ पहले निकाला जाता है, ऐसा मैंने सुना है कई जगह. सो आपके व्यू क्या है इस चीज पे?
So that is everywhere. ऐसा नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ जो basic difficulty ये हो रही है कि we are not able to complete the process. Even if you will show the figures that has been collected by the Supreme Court, in 20% cases, even the investigation could not begin within 1 year. So therefore, if somebody has committed a crime and for 1 year, even investigation has not begun, he will go on him with impunity. He will not be deterred. He will not be stopped from repeating it. He will think there is nothing wrong in it. There is no problem. I know I need not to be worried about it. So we need to strictly proceed against the culprits, and we need to teach them a lesson. We need to punish them.
So don't you think that morals are also a factor key that most of the people don't report the cases?
Nobody can deny it. Once you forget your moral values, then only you commit these crimes.
Like what I meant to say was कि like people have their moral values कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे हमारा नाम बिगड़ जाएगा तो they don't report the cases and ऐसे ही इन सब crimes को बहुत
ये सही है, ये बिल्कुल सही है. दैट इसीलिए अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करने की बात कही जाती है. अभी बहुत से केसेस इसलिए रिपोर्ट नहीं होते हैं कि उनके नाम एक्सपोज हो जाएंगे या उनके फैमिली के प्रेस्टीज की बात हो जाएगी. एंड ये दैट इज व्हाई. So therefore, cases should not go unreported. That is the need of the hour. Yeah. What?
सर जो पॉस्को एक्ट होता है उसमें ट्रायल्स होते हैं या डायरेक्ट
Trials होते हैं. You cannot punish anybody without following the prescribed procedure. Your constitution provides procedural safeguards. So you will have to conduct a trial. You cannot punish an innocent person. So whether he has committed a crime or not could come out only by the trials. Trial is to solicit the truth by means of evidences. So you know that somebody has filed a complaint and today and tomorrow the man would be convicted or hanged. Unless the truth come out, unless it is proved that he has committed the wrong. And if you will read the POCSO Act, you will file for filing false complaint also, there is a punishment.
Sir, is there anything else you would like to tell us, or should I conclude the webinar for today?
My only message to all of us is that be sensitive, spread this message that we should not be afraid of going to the in registering the cases, and the authorities concerned should also be told that be sensitive to the rights of the child, conclude the proceedings within time, so that we can make a change. We can get rid of this alarming proportion of rise in child rape cases.
Yes, sir, one last question was that if a child there been some sexual offense with the child and at that time the child is so small and not educated enough to recognize that what is happening with him or her, but the child wants to file the complaint later on in life against that person and he recognizes that person, then what can be done?
So later on, you cannot. The case has to be filed, but instead of child, somebody else can file it. A criminal action can be set into motion by anybody who knows about the crime. It's not required that the victim, he or she only have to go there. But you see, if you will file after 5 years, 6 years, you won't be able to prove anything except that it would be a vexatious litigation. Because the evidences have to be collected. Unless you have evidence, you cannot do anything. And after 5 years, probably you won't be able to get any evidence.
Okay, sir. Thank
Sir,
you.
I guess she is talking about there was a case in Jharkhand, not related to this, but it was a case related to rape, where a law student filed a case against a minister
He can. He can.
Later after 7 years.
Yeah,
7 years.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
After 7 years, law student have filed a case that somebody has been raped.
No, that girl was raped by a minister.
The girl,
That law student was raped by a minister. So she took 7 years gap, and after 7 years, she filed a case against that person.
I think it's one thing is very clear that no limitation has been provided by the statute, but the delay and latches can have its effect on the future and the further proceeding. Because if the evidences would be lost, probably the forensic evidences are most important in such cases. That's why it won't be advisable to sit idle and file a case as and when you feel so. It's not that you cannot file it. There is no limitation is not provided. Even 18 years, after 18 years, FIR has been filed and that has been approved up to the Supreme Court. But normally one should be very prompt in lodging FIRs.
Yes, so on behalf of Team Legal Vidhi, we would really like to thank you for joining this webinar today and enlightening us on this topic. We are really grateful to you for taking out your time and helping us students out. And we would like to congratulate all the participants of this webinar and Team Legal Vidhi for a successful event. All the members have worked hard for this, so thank you all of you. And thank you so much, sir. It has really been a pleasure to have you amongst us and to learn. And thank you for all the questions you answered as well. And we hope to see you and stay in touch with you in the future as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Akanksha. My special thanks are due to you for so beautifully convening this event.
Thank you.
Thank you.